Streaming live from the beautiful city of Hollywood, Florida, USA. This is SoFloRadio.com. ZNation. ZNation. Where consciousness is queen, love really is the answer. And making a difference is on the menu. ZNation. Organic beats and inspiring treats. Get your weekly dose of vitamin Z now. This is ZNation on SoFloRadio.com.
The mics are hot, and we are on ZNation. So we are recording live at the studio in Hollywood, Florida. This is SoFloRadio.com. Namaste.
Namaste.
Greetings. So this Monday, I went to Atlanta to go see my mama. And my mama, one of my spiritual mamas, is Amma. For those of you who don't know about Amma, Amma is a living saint. She's really special. She's hugged over 33 million people. And her hug is her darshan. Darshan is a blessing. So in Atlanta, there must have been about 4,000 people waiting for the hugs. And I'll tell you a little bit about how it goes. So Amma actually has an ashram, a spiritual home in India where she's from. And I read her life story, and it's incredible. She's been healing people. She's been an oddball since she was about 4 or 5 years old. And her family got so embarrassed by her being the way she was. She was a healer, an intuitive, something out of this world. And they didn't know what to do with it at the time, so they put her outside the house. And her childhood was spent living outside the house with the animals. And she got really, really acquainted with the animals and in tune with nature. And people would come from all over India. They would come and travel from all over to come see this little girl that they had heard, healed people, and she had special powers. And so she grew up to be a very, very powerful leader. Her organization is called EmbraceTheWorld.org. You can find out about all this on her website too. It's Amma, AMMA.org. Her organization creates and generates so much money. And what they do with it is they help the impoverished. They help the children. Amma's organization is known to have given more money to some countries than their own government have given to the people. Yeah, it's serious stuff. Their posse of when they do their North American tour. Right now, I saw her in Atlanta. Tonight, Thursday, she's doing the Bhavan Devi, which is an all-nighter. It's a yogi all-nighter. It's so cool. It's what I was at on Monday night. So they travel around from city to city. She has about 400 volunteers that move around with her. So it's like a little festival when you go there. There's vendors, there's some really, really good food. And she basically does 2 programs. So today, if and you're in the Chicago area, there's a program going on right now. It's the day program. She's dressed in white. People go up to the stage and they have an opportunity to receive a hug from her. The hug lasts from it could be 10 seconds to a minute. It's pretty surreal. And then tonight is the all-nighter, the Bhavan Devi, where she is the embodiment, right, of the Divine Mother. She's the embodiment of the pure love that a mother has for her children. And the event tonight is she embodies the energy of the goddess. So she takes, not in front of everybody, but she doesn't wear white. Instead, they dress her up like a goddess. It's really cool. And then tonight is an opportunity to get a blessing, a darshan, and then she also gives out mantras. So if you choose to take her on as your guru, you ask for a mantra, and she will give one to you. And she asks you to make 3 promises to her when you take her on as a guru. The first promise is to treat everybody as if they are God. I love that one a lot. And at one point I realized that includes myself. Actually, it's us first. Treat myself as if I'm God, and then I can treat everybody else as if they are God. Everybody included. Everybody. That's my promise to Amma. And the two other promises you give to her is to say your mantra every day, right? To repeat it, to have a spiritual practice for yourself. And the third one is to go see her whenever she's close to you, if you're able to. So I took a flight to Atlanta. I got off. There was a shuttle that took us right to the convention center where she was doing her event. And I was there the whole day, just sitting in the bhav. Bhav is like a spiritual word for essence, right? The bhav of Amma and the energy that was in the room. And it was so like surreal. It was so beautiful and loving and pure. There was a lot of families, a lot of people. Daytime is a little bit quieter, not so busy. By nighttime, it was filled. And it was interesting because I had been there all day, and the queue you have to get a little ticket, right? So that, when you get your hug, and you just wait for it's like being at the DMV, they're changing the numbers. And so I had, and they start giving out the little numbers around 4 p.m. And the event starts at 7. Now, I'd been there since 9 a.m. And at 4 p.m., I was going to go get my ticket. So I was waiting right next to the line. I was actually right at the beginning of the line. And then somebody came to me and said, hey, would you like to serve? Because there's opportunity to volunteer while you're there. And I was like, you know what? I would love to serve. I want to do nothing else but serve. I've been to Amma twice, and it was time for me to serve. So I said, sure. So I was a volunteer, and I did whatever needed to be done. I actually had the duty of pouring the holy water after they did the puja ceremony, the cleansing ceremony. Anyways, so they said, do you want to serve? And the people who serve will get a ticket with a number. I said, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll just go with you. So I served, and they gave me a ticket. And then when they started the ceremony at 7 p.m. and the numbers went up, I noticed that the numbers were like a letter and then a number. So it was like A1, A2, A3, right? And mine was HZ. I was like, well, I've got 2 letters. Where do I fit in? So I went up to the monitor person and I said, I think there's a mistake because, I got 2 letters and y'all are doing letters and numbers. And she said, no, it just means we're going to go through the whole alphabet and then you're going to be at the second round. I'm like, like, when is that? She's like, in a lot of hours. And I was upset at first. And it was interesting that I was upset, right? Because I had nowhere to be. I was planning to be there the whole night. I knew it was going to end around 5, 6 in the morning, and I was just going to get on my flight at 10 a.m. and go back to Fort Lauderdale. But something in me was still pissed, and I was like, why am I so pissed? And I was like, why I'm pissed? And that's my thing. They didn't communicate that to me. Your level of communication sucks. Mm-hmm. and I got upset, and I just sat there. And I closed my eyes and I looked at the woman and she goes, listen, I can go get, Baba G or whoever's the top of the top, right? And she's like, I can get you in, we just have to go see the big guru of the gurus. And I looked at her, I said, I would really like that. And it's not necessary. Amma told me that that's when I'm supposed to go. So I'm just going to be with that. And I let it go. And I set my alarm and I napped throughout the night and I would wake up. But it was like there was kirtan, there was mantras being played all night long. So I just laid out on some chairs and I just enjoyed it. And I finally got my hug at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. And I thought I would cry a lot because I went to Amma. This time was to create like a completion in my life. Last time I went to Amma, I went with my partner and she gave us darshan together, which is really special. And for me, it was like our sacred union, almost like our marriage. We never told that to anybody, but between us, it's what it was. And this time I went back to her and I was by myself. And I asked for her blessing to be on my path. So it was a cycle, and that's one thing I want to talk about today is the cycles of life and how we start certain things and everything has a life and a death. And such is the world that we live in this 3-dimension. There is a beginning and an end to all of it. So for me, that's what it was. Going to Amma was this opportunity to start new. And that's how I feel today. I've been sharing that. It's like everything is new to me. I'm excited to begin new starts. I've started a few new things. I mean, you guys know I like to create, but these are things that I created for my well-being. So one thing that I created is I created a 40-day sadhana, and I'm creating a few of those. Those of you who've never heard the word sadhana before, sadhana means a daily spiritual practice. It could be anything you want. It could be a mantra you repeat. It could be an agreement you make to yourself. I actually wrote my book, Thank You for HPV, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I wrote that as a sadhana. So I said to myself, 40 days, girl, you're going to write for every day, and that's your spiritual practice. And what's cool about sadhana is you commit to 40 days of anything, right? Let's say on day 15, you miss that day. You start back at the beginning.
What?
Yes, and you start over until you get to 40 days consecutive. Okay, so one of the sadhanas that I created to get myself on track with my eating and my nutrition is making 1 green smoothie a day. Okay, now for some of you, it's like, oh, it's not a big deal. I drink 3 of them a day, and I'm like on all these. And for some, it's like you haven't touched a green smoothie ever, right? So for me, it's taking little baby steps, right, for whatever it takes. And one of the things I'm up to is eliminating sugar from my diet and having it come off completely. Like today, if I said no more sugar and I didn't eat sugar today, for me, it's a little bit violent for my body. It's a little bit of a shock for my heart because I love sugar, right? And I know it has a lot of negative effects for the body, for the mind, for everything. It's just straight up poison. So instead of cutting it out completely, what I'm doing is I'm adding in what I know is healthy for me, which is green shakes with probiotics and everything that I need in there. And drinking those every day for 40 days, at least one of them, will, the stuff that doesn't serve, like sugar, will fall away naturally.
Yeah.
It'll drop out, like, maybe it'll phase out a little bit. Even today, like we went and had breakfast, and I usually get a couple of cookies. And today I didn't. I didn't feel like having them. And I'd had 2 green smoothies this morning already. So it's about creating like a way for me to transition into what I know serves me best, and doing it in a way that's gentle to my body and gentle to me. So I don't have to be like, stop everything. So, yeah. So Amma talked about a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that she addressed was gratitude. And you may think gratitude and be like, oh, I've heard this before. Great gratitude is important and all this stuff. And one thing that she said was, you may think that you're grateful. You may think that you say thank you to people, but consider you don't say thank you. Consider you're not as grateful as you think. And that really, I've been sitting with that, and I've been looking, wow. Like, just for example, maybe like my family member, my father, I call him, I tell him I love him. I say I'm grateful for him. But then I look and I see, like I'm not really grateful. Or my roommate this morning, I went up to her and I said, Jen, I want you to know that I'm very grateful for being in this house. And I want to thank you for doing the yard work that you do. So we have a beautiful garden. I don't do anything in it. I help her out sometimes, but she does the majority of the work.
Yeah.
And I get to walk in every day and just have this beautiful sanctuary that's my home. And I've never really like fully been grateful for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've posted pictures on my Facebook saying, oh, look, this is where I live and it's so beautiful. I'm so grateful for it. I say it, and I wasn't feeling the depth of it when I said it. So this morning when I went in and I shared with her and I said, thank you. It was a different depth of gratitude where I really paused with her and I said, thank you. Thank you. So Sunset, I wanted to thank you today. I wasn't planning on doing it on the air. I haven't planned anything I'm doing today because we had a surprise opportunity to have no guests today, and we are all the guests today.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yes. So everything is like exciting, and we have tons of surprises for you all today. So we're not sure. It's like we know where we're going, but we don't know how we're gonna get there.
We're just gonna get there.
We're getting there. So Sunset, I wanted to thank you, for saying yes and for stepping into this role with me and for believing in what we're doing with me. Like for me, you're creating me and I'm creating you. And without you, like this wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be who I am without you, and you wouldn't be who you are without me. And you add so much to all of this for me. Like you're like my rock. Yeah. I love your creativity. I love your passion. I love your truth and your willingness to stand for whatever the heck you believe is the truth. And I love your love for people. I see it all. So thank you.
Thank you.
So that's the and that's the usual like acknowledgement, right? So I just want to sit now with like the feeling of like this deep appreciation I have for you. And I just want you to know that you're appreciated and you're loved. And you're seen. We see you. We know you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God, this is crazy that you're saying all this, because yesterday night I was just feeling so like in my old habit patterns. And I went outside with my rock, Candy, my dog. I love her so much. And we just sat outside and we meditated. And I was just like, even though I was feeling upset, I was like, love, love, love. I love everything. And, and I came inside and, I'm coming to terms with a lot of things. A lot of things are coming up. But just like Amma said, like just come with love. And even if you're angry, just have that love there, and people will feel it. So that's what I feel like from you. Like you're just so real, and I love that. That's what I need in my life. Like someone who's gonna just like be there and like call me out on my ish, And I love that. And you teach me so much, and you're preparing me for what is to come. And that's why I don't feel so scared right now. People will look at me like, oh my God, like I just saw you last week and all this is happening, and I'm like, it's okay, like it's fine, like I'm going to get through it. Like I've been taught the skills, and I'm so fortunate that I have you and everybody around me that's teaching me all this stuff, because I was feeling so lost for a very long time, and I feel grounded now, and I'm ready to like be loved now.
You are. This morning we were having breakfast, and about an hour before the show, I got a message that our wonderful guest, which I was so looking forward to, but it's okay, we'll reschedule it, couldn't make it today. And Sunset was like, it's cool. This is showbiz. We got this. We are unstoppable. And even if we have to do the show ourselves, we got a lot to share.
Word.
And, you just threw all that back to me. And I was, for a second, like, I went down a loop. I was like, oh, God, what am I going to talk about for an hour? And so thank you for that. I think we're playing the acknowledgement game now.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I want to acknowledge George, man. Like, for real. Like, you don't understand. This guy is amazing. No. By the way, ladies, he's single. Okay, so good catch.
And he's a really good roller skater. He knows how to roller skate backwards.
You don't have to be a good skater. You just have to be willing to go
sideways.
Sideways and to the beach. Skating into the beach.
To the beach. Oh. Okay.
Because I must be at the beach a lot. You got to down here.
Oh, at the beach. I thought you said to the beach, because you also skate to the beach.
To the beach. No, if you're into skating or are willing to, just go skating into the beach.
Awesome.
Those are deal breakers, because I'm never going to see them. If I date somebody that doesn't skate or go to the beach, like okay, I'll write you letters, because that's where I'm going to be.
So a skater. So keep going. Hold on, she's still acknowledging.
My bad.
It's okay.
But yeah, I just want to acknowledge you, and I want to thank you, because like you took a risk on me, and you taught me all this, and you didn't. Because I know a lot of people get a perception of me, when they first meet me, and you put all that BS to the side, and you treated me like a person. And I want to thank you for that, because I don't get that all the time,
Thank
you
you.
did.
Thank you for the thank you, and you're welcome. Yeah, everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, And just for my part, I get a lot of, the ability to be like righteously indignant about, if somebody's judging me or having preconceived notions against me, I can't be upset about that if I do the same thing. So I really try to. Everybody gets the benefit of the doubt. No preconceived notions about anything or anyone.
That.
And she, by the way, and she's great. Talk about a quick student who gets it. You're very lucky to have her. She gets it. She understands what it's all about. She understands, the showbiz, the technical aspect, the theater aspect of it. She's a gem. Take care of her. Right.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the second part. Okay, so it's actually feeling the gratitude in our hearts. Okay, for George, making it really real in our hearts. Thank you. All right. George, so this is the acknowledgement game. So we go like this, and now you get to acknowledge here. That's how it goes.
Oh, okay, because I do want to acknowledge Gaia. And it takes a lot of bravery to be inside a radio studio. So I want to, give her props for being here. Just being in front of the camera can be a very scary thing. Do it.
You made it.
And she's going to be talking. We're gonna, she's the guest. She's the backup guest today. We just threw that on her, but she's got a lot to share, and I want to congratulate her, and give her the due props for being brave enough to be on a radio show, with thousands of people watching and listening. Yeah, don't freak out. Because it does take some bravery, but you deserve it. You've got things to share. You're just as qualified as anybody to be on the air sharing about your life, and especially about the teen camp.
Yes.
Because then you get to acknowledge Zayna. Because when we were asking you before the show why somebody should go to teen camp, all you could talk about was that Zayna's there, and that's a pretty good selling point, I got to say, because she's something to be experienced. So you're good at that. So I'm going to hand it off to you so you can explain why people should do the teen camp experience.
Well, I'm actually going to have her. I'm going to have her finish the game.
Oh, okay.
So all you have to do is acknowledge me. You can do one sentence.
She's so ready. She's so ready. She's like,
your turn.
Chomping at the bit. Go.
I acknowledge you because you're my bae.
We got bae hats. Bae hats. Thank you, Gaia. You're my bae too. Me and Gaia have been hanging. We went to the beach this morning, and Gaia you're really special. Thank you for being on the show. And the same thing I told Sunset, like, how you listen to me as really great makes me great. And that's how it works. And how I listen to you as really great makes you really great. Huh. It works the other way around, too. We think somebody's an a-hole. They're going to be an a-hole. That's all that's going to show up because it's in our clearing and we're co-creating this world together. So awesome. Thank you for playing the gratitude game, the acknowledgement game. So we're just going to take a moment and sit in gratitude for Gaia. Feel our hearts. Thank you, George, for the acknowledgement, and y'all can sit in gratitude for me. And just notice how our hearts open. It's like this real physical phenomenon of this lightness in our hearts. There's a story that Amma shared Monday night. I thought it was pretty cool. So it was about this man who was waiting at the bus stop to go to work. And he noticed an ice cream vendor, right? And his bus was running a little bit late, and probably about an hour. And then he noticed that the whole time the ice cream vendor did not get any clients. So before the bus came, he went and handed him $1. He asked him, how much is the ice cream? He said $1, and he gave him $1. But he didn't take any ice cream. And then he went to work, and he had a really great day at work. So the next day, he said, I'm just going to give this guy another $1. Went to work again. Had a great sales day. Phenomenal. He said, wow, this is really working. Next day, gave him $1. Went to work, got a raise, promotion. Did it again the fourth day. And then the ice cream vendor went to him and he said, why have you been doing this? Why are you giving me money and not taking any ice cream? So he explained to him. He said, well, the first day I noticed you didn't have anybody, so I wanted to give you some money. Second day, I had a really great day at work, so I figured I'd give you another $1. Felt good to give the money. And everything was going great in my day. So then the ice cream vendor said, well, you should know. The price of ice cream went up to $2. So Amma shared that story when she was talking about gratitude. How we could be like, oh, I love my life, or I'm so grateful for my husband. And then, he'll buy you the wrong brand of, he bought the gluten's pasta instead of the gluten-free pasta. And you're like, he always does that. I told him not to get the gluten-free, or I told him not to get the gluten, or whatever it is, right? And then we forget to be grateful for the little things. So my discovery this week is discovering where I can bring more gratitude to things, where I can bring my appreciation to people, whether it's by actions or words or just prayers and thoughts. And I've also discovered a new level of appreciation for myself. When I saw Amma at 6 a.m, still hugging, still with the same energy, she hadn't moved from that chair. I don't think she went to the bathroom. She just sits there from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. And to the very last person, she's got this enthusiasm and this love and this purity that's so palpable. And that inspired me. That inspired me to smile more. That inspired me to hug more. And that inspired me to love more. So there's always room for more love.
Always.
There's always room for, more hugs. And all that stuff is free. It's free. It doesn't cost us anything. To share a hug, to share a smile, and to share love with others. I have a song. So I found this song right before the show. It's the rap one. It's this guy called Andrew McFarlane. I've never heard of this guy. I typed in conscious rap song in YouTube, and this guy came up. And I am in love with this song. It's called Chi Thang, like CHI Thang. And play it. Oh no, not that one. We'll come back to that. You want to play that one? Play that one.
Yeah.
That's my song. I wrote this song a few years ago when I was dealing with some haters. And I realized that haters are lovers and lovers are haters, and we're one and the same. So can we back it up a little, Miss DJ? We're going to take it from the top. This is called To All the Haters Out There. I've never performed this like this, so we're trying all kinds of new things today. Ready? You're all so fresh, chilling on your throne, feeling high and superior, but you're all alone. When you feel scared, I feel you too, because the light inside of me is the light inside of you. And when I'm hating me, it's like I'm hating you, because deep inside we all know that's the truth. Because no matter what, strong or weak, when we come together we can climb the peak. Because the silence inside brings many to tears, and the chaos outside, it ignites the fear. See, if I call you a hater, then I'm a hater too. And if I say I'm a lover, you can be a lover too. To all the haters out there, I've got nothing but love for you. All the haters out there, I've got one thing to say to you. I know underneath it all, you're nothing but a lover too. Ready? Yo, take off your mask. Feel the mission, get on the task. Let's heal the cancer of the earth. Let's heal the pain and let's heal the hurt. Yo, it starts with you and it starts with me. The children are the future, can't you see? ADD, are you kidding me? These kids are psychic, they're our family. And what makes you sick and what makes you fight is only what you haven't healed on the inside. It's fear or flight, it's love or die, it's now or never, you better recognize. To all the haters out there, I've got nothing but love for you. All the haters out there, I've got nothing but love for you. I know underneath it all, You're nothing but a lover too. Yeah. Melchizedek, consciousness is in all of us. The birth of a consciousness is ringing in my ear. It's melting all my fears. It's opening our minds, ringing in my heart. Will you play your part? Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Thoth, Arcturians, I love you too. The ones we call crazy, the ones we call insane. They can see the light. They can feel your pain. Love is the way to the higher plane. Only you can choose to free your pain. Ready? To all the haters out there, I've got nothing but love for you. All the haters out there, we've got just one thing to say to you. I know underneath it all, you're nothing but a lover too.
Ooh, look at yo. I love the jam. She inspires me to go home and be like, oh,
Let me write some songs and put some beats to it.
word.
You know, it's I've always loved to write stuff, and then I realized I could just put beats to it and rap to it. We could all do that if we want. But yeah, that's my haters song. You know, I had a period in my life where I was getting hate mail, and then at the same time, in the same minute, I would get a love mail, right? I was dealing with some legal stuff where people had an impression of me and they wanted me to die, and they would send me, you know, hate mail. And I had just written my book, Thank You for HPV, and it was helping people all over the world. I would get emails every day from people thanking me for saving their lives. And that was an enlightening moment for me. I remember one day opening an email and someone calling me the B word, not a good B word. Mm-hmm. And then in the next email, someone calling me like amazing and incredible and all this stuff. And I looked at both and I said, wow. Whether somebody thinks, you know, of me badly or they think of me in like, you know, amazing light, it has nothing to do with me. All of it is opinion.
Yep.
And it's great, you know, to get acknowledged and people to tell you that you're great. But, you know, sometimes it just builds the ego up, right? And when you know who you are, when you know how great you are, you don't need anybody else to tell you.
Word, because you always feel it all the time. You're living it.
And then if you know who you are and then people come and tell you, you know, you're just a nasty, blah, 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 whatever, you know, you get, well, thanks for your opinion. Thanks for your point of view. And, you know, even if somebody comes and tells me that, I could sit with it and say, okay, well, am I a nasty bitch? Well, you know what? I could be.
Word, we all have
And
those
if
moments.
and if I can own that within me, you can call me that all you want. And be like, all right, I got it. That's your opinion. So I talked a little bit about thank you for HPV. So I wanted to, wow, time flies when I'm talking. All right, let's thank you for HPV. So those of you who don't know, HPV is a sexually transmitted virus that is like epidemic right now in the world, and people talk about it, but people are not talking about it like for real, what the truth is about it and how we can deal with it. So we're going to take a short break. I want you guys to get to know our sponsors that support us. Thank you so much for supporting ZNation and where we're going. We'll be right back, talk more about thankyouforhpv.com right here on SoFlowRadio.com.
Tune in to get tuned in. This is ZNation on SoFlowRadio.com.
Add a twist of yoga.
Yoga Twist with Julie.
A great way to integrate yoga, meditation, and lots of fun.
Promote family bonding. Help with flexibility and exercise.
Julie has been teaching kids for over 8 years in after-school programs, summer camps, and local studios.
Book a group, family, or one-on-one session now. Email me, yogatwistjulie@gmail.com.
Follow Yoga Twist Julie on Instagram and like Yoga Twist on Facebook for great family lifestyle tips and Yoga Twist events.
Hi, Hi, this is Zayna De Gaia, and I'd love to share with you about my good friend Nicole of Legit Fitness in-home training and yoga. She's a certified yoga teacher, and she's an amazing and experienced trainer that can design a program to fit your specific needs and goals. She's so cool. She's super committed to making fitness and health fun and accessible for everyone. Plus, your first week is free as a new client. Here's how you set up your first session. Either call 305-335-5590 or visit www.getlegitfit.com. GETLEGITFIT. Getlegitfit.com. 305-335-5590. Do it now.
See? It's easier than ever to listen to SoFlo. On the air and everywhere. On any computer, any mobile device, iPhone, iTouch, and anywhere you are, just hit SoFloRadio.com. Tell your friends about South Florida's radio network, SoFloRadio.com.
Now back to Z Nation, your weekly dose of inspiration on SoFloRadio.com.
I don't spit ill, I eat well. Juice and greens daily, that's the deal. You might find me chewing on some dill. You never find me swallowing no pills, and that's real. Wake up in the morning, superfood smoothie. Some food got my energy feeling good. See, I used to eat meat, but you know that that's the old me. Now I stay connected to this earth like I'm an old tree. Rishi, Goji, come on man, you know me. Push those herbs to calm your nerves like I'm an OG. Come see me, I stopped watching TV. Got my education on YouTube University. Shout out to all my people who eatin' all organic. Shout out to all my yogis who breathe slow and don't panic. Shout out to urban farmers on my vertical gardeners. Shout out to all my people who eatin' all in season, cause we know the reason. Keep on keeping it real. I know my health is wealth, I'll keep stacking that kale. You got some spleen pain, it's just a cheap thing. We got them yin and yang herbs out the yin yang. You got some spleen pain, it's just a cheap thing. We got them yin and yang herbs out the yin yang. Think that it's natural to get sick, chewing on a breadstick? Listen quick and get up on this health tip. Your body is more important than the clothes you wear. Focus on your mind more than what goes in your hair. Humanity got lost in vanity, but if you eat beautiful foods, then beauty comes naturally. Stop eating goods manufactured in a factory, processed to the point devoid of all vitality. You're counting calories while they grow their salaries from GMO celery that's giving people allergies. That's not a metaphor or an analogy. You are what you eat, don't sleep, that's a reality. You reap what you sow, you're more than you know. Look around at the ground, it's profound how the flowers grow. You reap what you sow, you're more than you know. Look around at the ground, it's profound how the flowers grow. You got some spleen pain, it's just a cheap thing. We got them yin and yang herbs out the yin yang. You got some spleen pain, it's just a cheap thing. We got them yin and yang herbs out the yin yang. You got some spleen pain, it's just a cheap thing. We got them yin and yang herbs out the yin yang. You got some spleen pain.
Cheap Tang by Andrew McFarlane. I gotta look into this guy. Pushing those herbs to calm my nerves. I'm a true OG. And he's like handing someone money and they're giving him like reishi mushrooms and goji berries and all the herbs that are healing from the earth. Wow, that was really cool. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. So if y'all listening, hear some cool songs like these who are conscious and fun and educational and hip, send them to me. Z@ZNationRadio.com. I'd love to hear about them. So a few years ago, I wrote this book, and this book channeled through me through my sadhana. I was dealing at the time with finding out I had HPV. And when I found out, I went to my gynecologist for my regular pap test. And when I got my results, they called me to come in, and they told me that my results were not normal and that they had to look into them more and that I had HPV. And then when I asked the nurse, well, what can I do about it? She said, there's nothing you can do. It's viral. Just try to take vitamins. That's all you can do. It's going to be in your body for the rest of your life. Like, wow. So I left there feeling like, well, what do I tell my boyfriend? Can we still have sex? Can I have children? What happens now? And I realized how many women go into their gynecologist office a day and get this response and go home and don't know what to do. They're confused. And a lot of times they keep this to themselves and it becomes a very lonely, depressing ride. So knowing what I knew about health, I got very, very serious about my health and I started studying. I started studying about foods that heal and how to heal our own bodies. And what I discovered is that HPV, like HIV, is viral. It's a virus. And you can actually boot viruses out of the body. You can also allow them to become dormant where they don't have an impact on your body anymore, depending on the environment in which your body is in. Viruses are like seeds. If I put a seed on this table right here, most likely nothing will happen with it. It'll just stay here. If I put it in, soil and I water it and I give it sun, it will grow into a beautiful tree. Such are the viruses in our own bodies. So if I have a virus called HPV and then I give it an acidic environment by drinking alcohol, eating meat and processed food, and then I add on a bunch of stress, that virus will thrive in my body.
The stress one is the main one.
The stress one is the main one.
Oh my God.
Stress and ignorance are the two main killers right now. So I wanted to read you guys chapter 2 of my book, Thank You for HPV. It's available at Amazon.com. It's called Thank You for HPV. And there's also an ebook version that's available on my website, thankyouforhpv.com. And it's by donation, so you can leave whatever you like. I've gotten from 1 penny, I have, to $200.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's all good. The intention for me is to really to get the information out there and to have people shift the perspective, and that's what chapter 2 is about. So chapter 2 is called It's Time to Clean Up Your Act. Where to start? First, change your perspective. You change your entire life. But before we go into the actual physical healing of the warts, we're going to do a little cleaning, a kind of clearing of the space so we can go to work. So first, to step into the healing, you've got to clean up your life. Look around you. Are you surrounded with what makes you happy? Being committed to your own happiness and striving as often as possible to be surrounded by things, people, and places that truly make you happy should be your number one priority. I would say that anyone undertaking any kind of healing from anything, whether it's a divorce, cancer, HPV, or HIV, the number one thing is to create healing is to focus on being happy and feeling good. If you're currently living in a toxic environment where you're unhappy, it may be time to make that change you've been needing to make. Being unhappy is a burden that will rob you of the potential to experience joy and pleasure that life has to offer. It also gets in the way of healing your body. Why? Our minds, our hearts, and our bodies are connected. They interplay with each other. It's important to clean your environment of all negativity. Constantly watching the news, dramatic TV shows, and even stressful and scary movies can all have a harmful effect on our mood and also on our bodies. Have you ever noticed what happens to your body when you watch a scary or a suspense or a stressful movie? You clench up. Some parts of your body become tense and your heart rate increases, beating hard against your chest. We react to these things we watch as if they're real. Our health is impacted every time we're upset. And in order to have optimal health, contentment, and the best overall mental and emotional well-being, we should try to avoid things that cause us stress, anxiety, or worry. HPV breeds in a stressful environment, as does any disease. In fact, it loves stress because stress to HPV is what oxygen is to you, life. Increase your intake of funny movies and TV shows, stand-up comedy, and any other uplifting activities that make you laugh and smile. Laughter is medicine. My personal favorite pastime is laughing yoga. Basically laughing for no reason at all. Usually laughter is produced by using the analytical part of the brain. But when you laugh for no reason, the left side of the brain is active, and it's a lot of fun. Smiling and laughing are both amazingly contagious and make your entire body feel good. Look for reasons to smile and opportunities to laugh often. Ready? So at first it's kind of strange to laugh for no reason, but it's a practice and it's something you can develop. What is crazy anyways? So, and then at the end of the chapter it gives you exercises. So it asks you, what brings you true joy? And for a lot of us, asking ourselves that question, we may not get an immediate answer because it's not something we ask ourselves. And it's something that takes you back to your childhood. Think of what used to make you happy when you were a kid. I used to love to sit in my room and create things. I used to create cartoons and books. I had a typewriter and I would type up like school things, like tests and stuff for people. That was my thing.
Oh my God.
But whatever it was, and I love to read. I love to be out in nature. So ask yourself, what brings you true joy? What really, really makes you happy? What makes you smile? I love going to see puppies. I don't like to see dogs in pet stores because they're bred and there's so many pets out there that we can adopt. However, I do use it as a technique. If there's a pet store, go into the pet store and look at the puppies, and it makes me smile. So what makes you feel like a little kid all over again? And who are the people in your life with whom you laugh with? Ask yourself these questions and make a list of those things that make you especially happy. Get your journal out and start a list of 100 things that make you happy. And then spend just a little bit of time every day doing those things that bring you joy and make you smile. Some ideas for me, like I mentioned before, I've got a few more here. Taking a hot bath. Hot baths are so beautiful and they're so nurturing. And getting a massage. Having a girls' night in or a girls' night out, pajama party. Dancing makes me so happy, even if it's just in my room, just putting on some music and dancing to myself. And singing. I love to sing and I love to chant. So asking yourself, what is it that truly makes you happy? So I wanted to read chapter 2 because, it's really important that whatever we're dealing with, that we bring that to our lives. This book is about healing HPV, but it's really about everything. You can replace the word HPV with just about anything in your life and take on what's in this book and really start to shift your life, start to shift how you see yourself, start to shift how you see life. And then when we change our perspective, when we put new lenses on, the world looks a whole different way.
This is the way I feel about diseases like that, It reminds me of this quote. I think it's by Gandhi. It's like holding anger or grudges or anything towards anyone or the world is like swallowing poison and expecting that person to die. And you talking about the HPV, it really connected with me because the same thing happened to me. I was 19, got out of this really bad, it wasn't a bad relationship, but it hurt me. And I went and the same thing, you have this and just, not be stressed and eat right. And I was like, what? And I did the same thing. I started eating healthy, organic, and just kind of just forgiving the person.
Yes.
And once I did that, a year later, you're fine. And I was like, what? That's it, nothing? They're like, yeah, nothing. And I'm like, just not holding on to anger, not holding on to things that hurt you and just releasing. You can cure yourself.
Absolutely. I don't use the word cure because they would go after me. But the reality is we can reverse symptoms.
Yeah.
Okay. I had physical warts on my body and they went away after 2 months of me doing what I did.
Wow.
And
you can use the term under control.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's a life. It's like, for me, the book is called Thank You for HPV because I'm grateful for the opportunity, first of all, to go through it. And also, it gave me an opportunity to know myself as a healer.
Yeah.
I really went at it. I took everything I knew and I applied all of it. I woke up in the morning, I created a mantra for myself and I chanted with my harmonium every morning. And the mantra was, I am happy, I am healthy, I am holy. I am healed. And I chanted that every morning. And like you said, the work is, forgiveness. I'll read to you the chapters, okay? Chapter 1 is WTF is HPV. All right. Chapter 2 is it's time to clean up our act. 3, what's your story? And that's kind of what you talked about a little bit, Sunset. It's like, some people there's all kinds of stories around it. Some people have been with their husbands for like 20 years and then they contract HPV and that's how they find out that their husband, And it also doesn't mean that your husband was unfaithful because the virus lays dormant. You could have had it before you were with him.
Yep.
And it only came up now. So we just don't know. Chapter 4, rewrite your story because you can. We can rewrite our whole life story from here into the future. 5, prayer and affirmations. 6, gratitude. 7, meditation. 8, physical exercise. Get off your butt. 9, boost your immune system. 10, food healing protocol. 11, love yourself and mean it. And 12, find bigger problems than yours and serve. And those are all different elements that bring us into a higher energetic field of living as a human being. The last chapter, 12, find bigger problems than yours and be of service, is the segue into my next book that I'm working on right now. People always ask, like, how can I be happy? How can I find the purpose to life? I want to read you a few quotes from Amma that describe that exactly. Service is the way to life. And my experience is it leaves me very fulfilled and it leaves me just completely used by life. In Amma's own words, our highest, most important duty in this world is to help our fellow beings. We should serve others without any expectations whatsoever. When others throw thorns at us, we should be able to throw flowers back at them. Most people are concerned only with what they can get from the world. But it is what we are able to give to others that determines the quality of our life. And this one's my favorite. What the world needs are servants, not leaders. Everyone's wish is to become a leader. Let us become a real servant instead. Go out and serve the suffering. Learn to place others in front of yourself. And guys, this book, I've been wanting to write a book my whole life so I can have my name on a book and feel really cool. I never wrote a book till something happened that made me say, whoa, I have knowledge that can help a lot of women right now. A lot of women are suffering every day because of this thing. And if I could just share with them what I know and share with them my experience, because though this protocol helped me to reverse HPV, everybody's going to discover their own protocol because everybody's in a different place. We all have different bodies and different needs to boost the immune system and also to heal our hearts and our emotional bodies. So this book got written as a service to the planet. And it's the reason I wrote it in like 3 weeks. When we get ourselves out of the way and we serve others, miracles start to happen. Yeah. All right, Gaia, it's you. So before we complete today, I want to share something really exciting. One of the things that we've created, and I'm really, really like, for me, this is where my heart is, because when I was a teenager, I remember thinking, who do I look up to? I really had that question. Who do I look up to? Who is my role model? And I remember, there wasn't anybody out there that really like spoke to me, that really answered the questions I needed to have answered. So we've created the Teen Whisperers Teen Camp at I Love Yoga. And this is going to be going on in August. This is the first teen camp at I Love Yoga that's happening this year. And there's going to be 2 of them. And Gaia is going to share. Will you give us the dates, Gaia? So the first one is for the tweens.
The tweens are ages 7 to 12 from August 3rd to August 5th.
Cool. So that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yeah. What time do they drop off their kids?
9 a.m.
And then they pick them up at?
3.
3. All right. And then in between that time, we got them. We're going to be doing yoga. We're going to be doing conscious workshops. We're going to be doing kirtan. We're going to be doing art and music and going outside and going inside. All right. So that's for your tweens. And then for the teens.
The teens are 13 to 17, and it's August 10th to August 12th.
Cool. So same thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Drop them off. Pick them up. We'll take care of them. So if you are interested, please go to iloveyogastudio.com. Sign up your teens. Spaces are limited. We're only taking 12 tweens and 12 teens this year as we launch this program for teenagers at I Love Yoga. Thank you, Gaia. Gaia will be there as a counselor and a volunteer. She's also contributing to the food preparation and the brainstorming for the whole curriculum. So thank you, Gaia. Yay. Well, that is all the time we have today. Wow, I had so much more. I thought we would just like, woo. We did really good. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a moment and we're going to tune into our breath. So if you are somewhere where you can be seated, have your spine straight, please do that. If you're somewhere where you can close your eyes, please do that. Let's drop in. Drop into your breath. Breath is called prana. Prana translates to life force. It's the one thing that starts the journey off with you, right there close to you, and takes you all the way through this journey of life till you take your last breath. I know you're grateful for your breath. We're going to take that gratitude to another level today. Bring all of your attention to the heart, the actual space physically where your heart is located in your body. Feel your heart. Feel the size of it. Feel the location of it. Feel your heart beating. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Experience life right now as it flows through you. Every breath is an opportunity to be alive. Breathe. Allow for your heart to become warmer as you settle into this appreciation for life. Feel that warm, fuzzy feeling you feel in your heart when you appreciate something so much you don't have words for it. And repeat after me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let that vibration, gratitude, elevate your energy field today. Let's look people in the eye today and thank them. For real. Thank you. You're important to me. You mean the whole world to me. I love you. I appreciate you. Sure, I've been pissed at you at times, but I really appreciate who you are. And I can let all that go because I choose love. And I choose love over and over and over again. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being somebody who cares about the world, who cares about consciousness expanding, people waking up, and humanity emerging, thriving on this beautiful planet. This is Zayna De Gaia on ZNation. I love you all. Namaste. and peace.
From high atop 1926 Hollywood Boulevard, you're listening to SoFloRadio.com.